Alright everyone, so May 13 here, peak of the day. I know it went down to -6 last night. I don't know what it felt like, but let's look at the temperature in this little greenhouse. Peak of the day. Right now, the next day, about 26 degrees Celsius, 80 Fahrenheit. Jesus. Talk about a difference, huh? I'm glad seeds haven't really sprouted before today. It looks like just now we're getting some little sprouts coming up. So hopefully we won't have that extreme change in temperature again tonight. Just have some cuttings and other perennials that are hoping to come back. I have a pea-type flower vine, or sorry, bean green, the ones the hummingbirds like, that sprouted. Those are pretty hardy, so I'm glad that didn't really die. Wow. May 13, -6 to, I don't know what it feels like outside right now, but the greenhouse is like more like the temperatures we should be having sometime soon. No, Baba, come. Come. Good morning, May 28th. We just had about 5 days of, those are the carrots, doing pretty well. 5 days of about 37-degree weather with the humidity. It was about 30 degrees temperature before humidity. My kale, organic kale, is getting eaten. A lot of my stuff's growing in different speeds. That's like a volunteer cucumber, looks like. Kale. It's pretty old now. I guess it was one of the first, well, that was actually, yeah, the first organic greens I had in my garden this year. They've been growing really slow, even in this this bed that I've been covering up on cool nights. Yeah, maybe the heat may be too hot is the issue, but I'm not really concerned about the arugula. It's more the tomatoes and lettuce and carrots. That looks like a radicchio. My tags got blown around. Tomatoes are also pretty small, you know, despite the heat. It's pretty incredible the difference the zones make. Mind you, my dad's stuff is huge because he does a completely different, like he's in zone 4, but he does a completely different process. He tills every year. He puts like a bunch of manure, which I don't like to do, and he doesn't use organic seeds. So it's a big, a lot of difference right there. But I couldn't find organic cucumber or corn, so my cucumber and corn are doing really well. Well, that one, there's no germination in there, but this corn I planted not even 2 weeks ago. I'd say about 7 to 10 days ago. So that's not bad. And the arugula in here, kind of like another greenhouse, maybe not. all the heat rises right out the top, I think. But yeah, it's really enjoying that that area for whatever reason. And I have some nice cherry tomato in there coming up. So slowly. Oh, this corn got a bit bigger since yesterday. I did tomato, arugula, 3 corn, arugula, tomato, arugula, 3 corn. So kind of like a pattern. And I've slowly been adding, it's just so ugly, like this mulch on me, because I don't want to get the store mulch. I don't want to be spending money, and I don't know what else is grinded up with that stuff. Like, I want to try to keep it as natural and inexpensive as possible. So I'm putting these sticks, but I guess I'm slowly kind of getting used to it, and the more I get used to it, I can add stuff. But I also have to worry about my basement tenants. I don't want to upset too much. So dandelions have been going wild, especially in the front. It's as if I didn't even do anything. The soil is coming. The lawn has come back. You'll see in my previous episodes a lot of gray spots, and I've been amending a little bit. Anyway, what else? We got my kale from last year that's flowering. So I don't know. I think sometime soon I'll be cutting it for salad. My peas haven't sprouted up at all. Just under that log there, I had like planted 4 or 5 pea seeds early May, almost a month ago. And I don't know, I keep seeing things sprouting, and I think, oh, it's the peas, but what do you know? It's not the peas. So here, I don't know, I've been keeping my eye on Home Depot for organic tomato plants. So I don't know, they would either go there, I've saved some space, or in this bed here that I've saved all that space for. But I do have some veggies inside. Still gotta plant some corn, because you gotta taper that out, the planting, the pack says. Those are heirloom, I believe, heirloom seeds from like 1902, early 1900s. Yeah, see, these dandelions are just going wild, and the creeping Charlie, just since like 2 days, in the last couple days, started producing all these tiny flowers. It's interesting. First they flushed out these bigger flowers. Now they're producing these small ones. That's not the Charlie. And dun da da da. Flower bed is in good progress. It's come a long way since the last every next episode. I haven't been doing them as frequent because I'm not getting a lot of views, but I'm also pretty full throttle in grooming, dog grooming season, and well, we're back to work here in Ontario, and you know, gardening as well. So I don't think it really changes much anyway. You still get to see my progress and what I've been working on and all that. Maybe my episodes will be, no, I don't think they would be longer. A lot of bees we've been seeing, a lot of bees, which is great. And I don't know if this is a veggie or not. It looked like a veggie, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I planted cucumbers here just in case. Though I don't think they're the vine cucumbers, so I may end up putting like a cherry tomato or something else here. I love this hosta. It's beautiful. These leaves get huge. And these blue flowers, I don't remember seeing last year. I don't think. The rose bush is pretty lush. Seems like it's already preparing some buds here. I really hope it's buds and not more leaves. Looks like all the different nodes or whatever, little stems. It goes from one stem to multiple stems, so that kind of tells me it's going to be a cluster of either roses or seeds, and in this case, well, flowers or seeds. I mean, in this case it's a rose bush, so pretty sure they're going to be flowers. That's going to be beautiful if all those will be flowers. Wow. Not too many lilacs yet. That's some blooming. The lilacs. This bush here is huge. Those are nice. I would say roses. They look like roses. Very lush roses. They got a lot of petals, a lot of flowers. I don't know what they're called. I put in some cauliflower, cucumber, broccoli maybe. And this is a patch of cucumber, hopefully. Some more carrots there, and I also did carrots in another bed. Those are the ferns, and I love this picture right here with this like ivy tree that grew up the fence and now is trying to completely smother the pine here, but it's not working out because the pine is just too big. Looks healthy. I've had to trim it down a bit because it's getting pushed out into the lawn area here by that tree, but it's just too big to die. And gotta turn my compost again today. It's been a few days. Wow, I think it's definitely cut in half over the last 10 days. So likely almost ready. Already can't. A lot of stuff is broken up. I added the top stuff pretty recently, but I don't mind if it's not fully broken down. Inside, yeah, the inside is already pretty black. 100% organic. Oh, I love this vine too, growing on the fence. It's like another tree vine. The neighbor on that side must have been into tree vines. On this side of the house we have these aggressive vines. Well, I guess I don't know how established it is, but that is all from this spring, that growth. So it's definitely a strong root system. Got some hostas here on this side, well developed, nice ones as well. But this is my mushroom side. It's not a big space, so this is too much. We got, don't need rodents living in the attic. So don't like them going up to the eaves trough. Just pull them down. Get rats and chipmunks and squirrels. Not good. Here, this side of the house we rent, so I wasn't going to install anything like heavy duty. My landlord is very unapproachable, very difficult, so I've mentioned already, like we don't know how long we're going to be here. Our lease ends the end of May, but we're month to month now, I guess, because of COVID. We haven't been able to find anything else. So yeah, this last spring I did temporarily for privacy at least, and it would, I guess, still deter anyone from walking to the, well, make it a lot less likely for someone to see right through and therefore walk right through. You know, seeing a little bit of a barrier might cause them to go the other way, or to not come to this side of the house. It's also, I got old tires that I was and rims that I was trying to sell and stuff, so it's kind of like a storage because we only have a one-car garage, and it's not the most pleasant view from the street. So what I'll just do is turn these vines back that are trying to go up to the roof and whatever, to the attic, and help them come back onto the mesh that I'm trying to fill up, just like that. When we moved in here, there was this tree here. It's like a vine tree as well. I think it's the same as the other one we saw. We cut it down to the root, and then now it's still alive, coming back slowly, but it was growing all the way up to the eaves trough. You could still see the old dead leaf there from it, and we couldn't even get some pieces out, like that one there. It was almost busting the gas line right off the wall. And there's just one example of how neglected we are by our land. Well, this place is by the landlord. Hey everyone, May 31st today. So I think I mentioned sooner, we got a lot of these maple helicopter seeds that germinated, that have sprout out and sprout up in our garden beds, only in the backyard here. It's incredible how many have germinated from just that one maple tree. But so what I'm gonna do, because I don't know if it's gonna be a slow year for tree growers. I saw some videos online that there might be not enough supply in the fall or next year for baby trees, perennial seasonal trees. What do you call them? Deciduous trees. So said, what the heck, I'm going to try to cultivate a few, maybe a dozen or 2 dozen of them in little cups, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so some free party cups. They have good memories, and now we're extending their life for some even more great memories. And of course, neighbors making lots of noise on Sunday. What other season? If it's not winter, it's construction season, even on Sundays. So my compost with some free garden soil that I've amended, and some compost, some ash that I've added to the compost, organic matter, leaves, kitchen scraps, all free stuff, and some beautiful little seedlings that have sprouted up for free this spring. So we'll see. Basically, I'm not going to keep them in straight sun because they will just require too much water. I'm going to try to maximize the amount of fertilizer, and I'm also I have swamp mud that's very rich that I'm going to dilute as fertilizer every couple weeks, and give them kind of medium sun so that I don't have to go crazy watering them until I try to sell them. Hello everyone, today is June 5th. Wow, I can't believe how fast May went by. Welcome back. So just a quick update. Well, I'll try to make it quick, but quite a bit has happened. Quite a bit of updates since my last video, my last documenting of my garden. So not exactly sure how long it'll be, but I'll try to be as quick as I can. You'll hear the thunder. There's a dark cloud passing beside us, that one there, and we're not going to be getting, I have that one's pretty dark, that already passed over. It's heading north, so I mean we would have gotten the rain already, I think. Actually, maybe it's still on its way down, so if it starts raining, you'll see it and I'll let you know. But yeah, these big blue, really different flowers that you never really see anywhere else in our zone. I'm not sure, like the previous owner planted them. So I hung one of my hanging baskets here, and I trimmed the stem after about 5 leaves. It's a bean. It's a hummingbird orange trumpet bean kind of vine. So I don't know, last summer I had it in a similar, I had it hanging from this light post, and it kind of dried out. I don't know if it was the sun or I think I had 3 vines in one pot. So this year I'm doing 1 vine to not kind of overcrowd it. The package does say something like 30 or 40 centimeters between plants. They grow pretty good. Like, they're non-organic, so they are pretty vicious. And I want to show you, I moved that one from over there. I cut it out of that bed last year. I want to also show this, I think it's a peony flower, which is really beautiful. So nice. So I kind of pruned it at the bottom to let it grow, to gain height, to kind of make it into a tree. I gotta prune again these smaller ones. Hopefully I'll get the same amount of flowers. They'll just be up here. I'll just focus on shooting out up there. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the front. Grass has resuscitated, revived from the dead. All those dandelions, actually, a lot of them died off. It's interesting. Like, they're the kings of spring, and then as soon as the weather starts getting hotter, they really recede. At least it seems like that. We don't know. I don't know what's happening underground or whatever, but I don't know if it might also be once you start cutting them down, one or both of those factors. I'm glad, because it was pretty much full just a couple weeks ago of dandelions, and then my neighbor across the street redid his sod. So looking at one versus the other was a bit sad. So there's the dark cloud. There was just a loud thunder bang, and there's the sun. It's like right over us. It's about noon, 12:30. We just missed that nice shower. Good thing I watered my plants. All right, and here is my my morning glory pot that I transplanted the geraniums in, and they're doing really well. I don't know. I think there was 3 stems when I bought them, and 2 more already shot up within like a week. The morning glories are like stunted. I don't know why they're taking so long to come out. It might be because of all the brush and stuff I had to put in there. Squirrels, you could see it's some pretty fresh digging holes. Like, I'm pretty sure it's squirrel. I haven't seen them, but I've seen them around and on the side of the pot. So I'm pretty sure it's them. Chipmunks can't really get up that. They can't really jump up that. I don't think so. So I think squirrels are also more brave to go around rose thorns. And my experimental pots, some of them died, some of them are still budding, just coming along really slowly. I brought my rosemary from inside, and yeah, rosemary is so hardy. Like, it smells so nice. They climatize very, very well from indoor to outdoor. So I've already celebrated a few learning curves this spring with my gardening experience that I've documented in my vlog, but I'm pretty proud overall. Definitely a lot more successes. I have at least one cutting for basically $0 that is successful so far, that I see leaves, new sprouts opening up. So, you know, even if it's that one out of the rest of them, that's one a year. That's still, you know, a nice gift to give someone. And how about the lilac? Thought I saw a bud on the lilac. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure like more of them. Like, this one's still green. Like, I'm sure that's still alive. That's gonna be fine. The bottoms are green, so it's just a matter of the cuttings developing roots before the whole branch just dries out. I believe. Seems logical. So oh, another, what is that? That's a little weeping willow. It's super small, but you know, for free and experimenting. I have some bigger willows, even bigger than this. You know, I have all sizes. Just play around, and really what I get, you know, what lands in my yard from one of my neighbor's willow trees is basically what I have to work with. So well, I could go ask, but too busy. My flowers, this Russell here is Lupin Russells is doing the best out of all of these flowers, and this was a radicchio salad. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, we've had such great weather. I've been watering. I've done a great soil mix, and I think it's just the actually the radicchio is not organic seeds. I know radicchio is a bit tricky to plant. It's not really your beginner's seed. Anyway, there's a gauge for today. Bang on 30 degrees. That's without humidity, and it is very humid, so definitely over 30 degrees. Same thing with the morning glories in all my hanging baskets as well. Growing pretty slow. I don't remember how fast they grew last year. Anyway. Is it on its way down to wet me and my camera? I don't know. Let's do a countdown. Rain landing in 10, 9, 8. Potato sprouts shot up. Scallions doing really well. Salad a bit knocked over. I just watered. I should mound that a little bit. See all the branches I've been at? I got some nice tree bark. That was supposed to be a beef tomato plant, so I'm gonna have to split one of my others. I don't know, it didn't sprout or died. Squash coming up pretty slow, but it is organic. It's interesting how fast these like organic squash seeds germinated for me, but then they just stay at like 1 inch, 1.5 inches. Stay pretty small. And here I put one of my baskets, same as the one at the front. Hopefully at least that bean will grow to fill up that hole, or at least some of it, and then I'm hoping the squash will grow to fill up that hole to the neighbors. And beautiful ferns I transplanted from I don't know where, the other side, last year somewhere. And a beautiful flower and hosta bed here. That hosta with those leaves that are bigger than my head. Just beautiful. Some weeds I gotta stay on top of again in here. I love that plant there with those thin, I don't know if it's a gladiolus or what. It looks like the gladiolus leaf, but I don't think it is, because gladiolus kind of rot over between the seasons. Yes, you have to help these hostas here, and they're looking like they're getting strangled. This one's a bit big. See, now everything's fully opened up, so it's a good time for me to see exactly the proportions and what's too big and what needs help. So yeah, like, see, I could give these ones a better chance to survive, to grow. This one's really beautiful because it's a contrasting color, same with that one there. So I definitely want to keep them big, but not too big. What else? My cucumber's doing pretty well. Forgot to water those this morning. Kaboom, I guess. My 10-second countdown was a little off. It's the final countdown. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, even back here, thank goodness, those dandelions. Well, it's because also I didn't cut. I didn't cut the grass for a while until it was like green and actually growing. The nitrogen, you know, started working its way back up. So it's like they stand it up. They had a good. They had a you know, a head start. They start earlier because they're hardier, I guess, and so it was like, that's really, yeah, they were all thriving, and they were just so green, and then also producing their flowers and seeds because I wasn't cutting the grass. So I don't know if it's cutting or the weather changed, the heat now, the higher temperatures, that is really making a difference. But whatever it is, thank goodness. Still waiting for cucumber to come up there. Planted some arugula here last week. My organic arugula is literally the best salad you can buy, like for value, for like, it's cheap, it comes up fast, it's super tasty, super healthy. Yeah, we're already eating. I'll show you some of my mature arugula that I've planted beginning of May or end of April. I've had no luck with my peas, my organic peas that I planted there under that log. I planted, this is the third time 2 days ago, so we'll see. See what happens. This is a kale from last year that I'm letting go to seed. Planted some broccoli there. I have some that shot up, but looks like we have a pretty big bug issue on broccoli and kale this year in our yard. That's a cauliflower. Thankfully, cauliflowers, I don't know, I didn't plant as much, so thankfully the bugs aren't really destroying that. What is this one again? I think that's a cauliflower too. But yeah, here's some arugula, and I just left these bottles over them because between the squirrels and the rabbits, definitely wouldn't have had anything yet. So it actually works well because the heat, you know, from the greenhouse effect, just it rises, it goes right out the top. I mean, it must be hotter than outside, but by the looks of it, the plants aren't complaining that are in there. They're growing at a healthy and steady rate. Planted some more kale here just to I waited. I did a little delay between our first kale. Wow, this GoPro is like burning my fingers. Here's, I think it's Roma tomato. Planted new corn the other day, like four new corn. Delay, about a 2-week delay after our first ones. These blue bottles are broccoli. You have to change them for clear bottles, much better to get sun. And corn is doing pretty good. They bypassed the Coke bottle, so I slipped a 1.5 liter water bottle on top. The corn is non-organic, very good germination rate, and yeah, this arugula is busting out of here, so I'll have to harvest that. It's about ready now anyway. Oh yeah, part of my lunch right there. And corn. Looks like I have some bug eating these a little. It's usually like a hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, mix the two, something like that. So 3 corn. Yeah, some tomatoes are coming along pretty slow, but I find with the organic tomatoes, they don't start very quick, but the bigger they get, the faster the rate of growth. It's like kind of exponential growth. It's not like it's always a slow, you know. It's basically the more roots they develop, the more branches they'll develop. So it's yeah, exponential. I think it'd be the best definition. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. So what else? Corn. Those 2 in the back are the next phase, the second row. So the sun, the way I did it was the ones on the inside row, the ones I just planted. Before I forget, this is all clay that I pulled out of my garden this year. There's still some clay, but it was too much, and I'm going to be adding a lot of compost, so I'm going to be composting that, breaking it up, composting it to add back in. So yeah, the inside row is going to be shorter, allowing the first row to always keep getting a little bit more, like to be getting its necessary sun. I mean, in the fields, it's only really the top of the plants that are getting, but they also space a little bit more between rows. And I didn't do that in this case because there's a lot of space on both sides of both rows. So I think it should be fine. I always regret planting everything too far in my garden, following the pack. So I kind of learned my lesson on that. I mean, farmers don't fertilize as much, and they don't water, as much anyway. Like, some don't water depending on what they're planting or whatever. But, we're watering, we're fertilizing. Like, the packs are kind of very general instructions, recommendations. More potato popped up. They look really healthy. First time growing potatoes, really excited about that. If you have any tips, I'd really appreciate that. Here's a little Roma tomato plant that I started from seed, and a few corn we just transplanted. I started these in trays. My girlfriend helped me transplant those just the other day, and seems like they're adapting to their much bigger grow area. That was a little like a double seedling of a tomato plant that I tried to rescue, and it looks like it's gonna make it. Waiting for cucumbers over here. They're non-organic cucumbers. Sorry, carrots. These are cucumbers. I must have forgot that I had planted cucumbers there. I don't know what happened exactly, but we will try to accommodate. It's what we're good for here at Suns Out Productions. And no mushrooms yet, unfortunately. Hopefully soon. Picked up a bunch of logs. I'm actually on the side of the road. Someone cut down. So looking for an axe, a hatchet to crack those open. That is one of the most stressful. I'm worried about getting something cheap and wasting my money. So what we're looking at here is just a dead, I think it's a lilac. Yeah, lilac branch. At least I thought it was dead when I pruned it. No, I'm pretty sure it was dead. And yeah, with that bean, so I'm hoping it'll grow and kind of create a bit of shade for when we're sitting down. Like, it's not super big. I don't know what exactly we'll do. I could always add more sticks on it to make it go a bit higher if I have the opportunity. I was also thinking of adding another bean in there. We'll see how this one does. I don't know. Ideally, you want to plant them when they're at the same growth, like the same age, the same size, so that one doesn't dominate the other. But you know, I didn't have that many of those bean seeds from last year, because they didn't produce a lot of beans, and the ones in the, like I said, I overcrowded them in the pots, so they didn't do very well. So I'm grateful for what I got, and hopefully this year, you know, knowing a little bit more about gardening and spacing them out a little bit more, maybe we might not get as much shade, but if I do only leave that one in there, you know, it'll be a healthier plant with, you know, more flowers and beans. And I did pick the beans as soon as they were ready to promote like the flower growth. So if you have any other tips on how to help these I forgot what they're called now. They're the orange trumpet flower bean things. This mint here is just invading too much. I'm gonna have to take that out and leave a little bit in a pot, like my other mojito mint there, which I pruned down because all the white bugs from inside. And I still have little seedlings of flowers and veggies that are too small to transplant. I did transplant some of them died. You know, pretty expected, which is why if you see my last video, in my earlier videos, I did a number of plantings of the same stuff, some in ground and in the bottles, some inside, and some in my greenhouse. Or wait, no, just flowers in the greenhouse, so inside and outside basically. And the ones outside in the bottles did they did much better and way less work. You know, I didn't have to put light and fan on them and water them, spray them, or, you know, all these different thing and cost involved. So I'm not sure I'll be doing this again going forward, at least not with organic seeds. But yeah, I think I've decided I may just stick with heirloom going forward, as long as I know they're seeds from like early 1900s, like my corn and cucumber seeds, before all this modifying started. I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. Really appreciate it. So I don't know, pretty lengthy too. Like, I think that's kale. Yeah, kale. Like, can I plant that? Like, it's really stringy, you know. This is a supposed, it says Roma, but that's not no Roma. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but that one's a bit, you know, some of them are shorter. That one's shorter. This one, like some stuff that just organic is hit and miss, so, you know, some or will just, you know, not get planted. I think that's a cherry tomato that I will, or beef that I will plant, the taller one. So yeah, they're outside steady now, and it's a lot. And yeah, we'll see if they survive and spurt. They should go through spurt now that they, you know, they have the fresh air, the wind, and all the natural stuff, you know, the cool at night and the heat in the day. They like that. So Hopefully they'll do a little spurt to help the situation. To kind of insist their way into the garden. I'm also still, as of a couple days ago, planting some seeds, so I don't really know what I'm gonna end up using. If those, you know, if these end up doing better, I might just rip out my little seedling, yeah, whatever sprouts of these seeds I just planted, like the broccoli, and put in a couple of these broccoli. Anyway, I also wanted to show you that I did transplant some of the marigold that I started inside. I put them a couple locations. I think I've only put in 2 so far, so I have some more, I think, in the containers here or in the greenhouse there, that I'm just waiting to get a little bit bigger before I plug them in. Just deters some little bit of pest deterrent. Put mulch, they say. So I was gardening the other day and noticed this rabbit hole. Most likely a rabbit hole. We saw a second rabbit now in our yard that's a bit bigger, so I don't know if it's a mom getting ready or what. Pretty late, I think, but what the heck do I know? What else? Oh yeah, I was saying I wish the lilac had been kept shorter, because those beautiful bulbs up all the way up there, I mean, the bees must be loving them, and pollinators, but I'm not. Like, I haven't smelled them at all. They're way up there, you know. And if I were to trim now about you know, 6 feet up, like, they would die, because there's I don't know, maybe in the spring. Not at this point, they would probably die, but early spring next year if we're still here, which I doubt, but you never know. And then I also wanted to show my organic carrots are doing beautifully. They're doing great. So excited about that. We'll see. I know the soil up there, I know I gotta put mulch, or probably my batch of compost, which is almost finished. Keep that soil more moist, more loose. Keep retaining moisture and stuff. It's a bit too much clay. Although if you open that clay, it's always moist underneath. It's always, yeah, that's one good thing I notice about clay is, you know, I mean, at least my clay, like, there is enough that it makes that hard layer a little bit still on top, but see, it's cracked because there's like movement, or there's stuff happening underneath. It's not just all one block. So, you know, there's air getting in, and I don't know, things decomposing, heat maybe in there that's trying to air out. I don't know what's going on, but the cracks, I think, are a good sign. So when I water, also, you know, the water gets right in there. But like, if you just lift that layer, like, there's always moisture under there, which is good. So yeah, I've had to put this chicken wire. I don't know if it'll really do anything at this point. We got chipmunks, all kinds of stuff. I had to, I don't know if it was a rabbit starting to do a hole in there, that I found all kinds of grass and stuff right inside this flower bed thing. Like, so I since, like, removed all that and put the rocks to fill that hole. And I also poured some cayenne pepper in a number of locations around the garden, so I'm going to try to remember to do that, you know, once a week or so. So that's pretty much the update for now. Thanks for watching again, and hope your garden's going well. Please comment, let me know. I'd like to hear what some of my viewers, if you're in my zone, or are you just watching out of interest for, you know, how things are in Zone 5, Canada Zone 5. any rabbit or pest or animal experiences you're having, or like, do you grow organic, do you grow heirloom? I think for next year going forward, I'm gonna be sticking to heirloom as long as yeah, early 1900s, just like the cucumbers and corn that I was able to find. I wasn't able to find any organic, so those are heirloom. So I'll keep an eye on those and to see how those do. I'm sure they'll do better than the organic varieties. Yeah, thanks again. Please subscribe to stay informed on my new videos, and see you soon. Sun's Out Productions. May 29, seedlings update. This is why we plant multiple and we keep different batches, do different things with our batches, and I'm really glad I have plants in the ground and other backup plants. This is the kind of unexpected stuff that happens. If it's not pests, it's dehydration or overhydration, or not enough nutrition in the soil. There's so many different issues. I was not home for like a few hours, that I was not able to bring my seedlings inside, and I know it was calling for rain today, but I don't really know what I was thinking. I just it was a good day it wasn't raining this morning for several hours, so I thought I would do that. And then I thought it wasn't gonna rain despite the call for rain, and I didn't realize that if it did rain, it's right next to the shed, and all the water from the shed would just end up in my big storage bin. So we'll see now what we can make of these. It looks like some might survive it, but we won't know until we find out.